Joining us now, Scott Major. He's a renowned national disaster insurance expert. Here to talk to us about insurance claims in the aftermath of Sandy. Hello, Scott.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here.
You know, it's tough for these Sandy victims because a lot of them are still in great need. They need food, water, shelter, just the basics of life still, right?
That's absolutely right. It's unfortunate, but and I see these disasters all the time because I've covered many of them. There just is a unfortunate misunderstanding by insurance companies and the government, for that matter, about how urgent the need is and how important it is for them to get money out to them quickly. And people just aren't getting that money, and they have to take some immediate action, which I can talk to you about.
Yeah, please tell us how people can help.
Well, the best way to understand is to presume for the moment that you have to prove your claim. And the only way to prove your claim is to make sure you have sufficient documentation. That includes taking sufficient photographs, not 3 or 5, but 300 of them, so that there's every possible angle of your home. You also want to have damage-related data. What do I mean by that? That is, you need to have estimates and specific estimates, not just one, but multiple estimates to fix your property so that you can provide those estimates that correspond directly with the pictures. You also need to do letter writing. Everything that somebody says to you or everything you say to them needs to be documented in writing, because later on you don't want to have an insurance company or someone else saying, oh, that's not what you said or that's not what I said. So what you do is if they tell you they're going to come out to your house in a certain time, or they tell you they're going to pay you a certain amount of money, you write them and say, thank you for agreeing to pay, or thank you for agreeing to do this. Mm-hmm. The reason is because when they don't pay, which they're not doing, and when they don't show up, which they're not doing, you will establish a track record, which will help you not only with talking to the manager of the company, but with complaints that can be made to the state if they don't pay. You have to understand that it's really an important thing for people to take an active role, and you know, residents, insurance, they don't know this. Nobody's telling them to do these things. And so it's really a disappointing situation for them, and one that's filled with ignorance.
Yeah, and it's not only that people that they're not being told, but also they're just so weary. Isn't it hard to just get yourself together to do all the stuff you're suggesting?
People are suffering. They're angry. They expected when they paid their insurance premiums on time, they expected they would be paid on time. Mm-hmm. And now all of a sudden the insurance company is saying, well, I'll give you a little bit now and a little bit later. It's absolutely ridiculous. But unfortunately, when you have somebody in a superior bargaining position, the only way to leverage them is to create a good track record and to establish that they're not acting properly. So when you have to report them, or when you hire a lawyer to help you, that they will properly be documenting exactly what a poor attitude or poor behavior that these insurance companies have been involved with. And sometimes it's very hard for people now because, as you said, because of the emotional component of this, it's very difficult for you to sit down and write 20 letters or to get the right estimates or to know whether you need an engineer or not. Mm-hmm. And that is where, you know, experts can come into play, like lawyers or public adjusters or people who know, who can help you to take that load off of your back, to actually do that work for you. In exchange, they usually get some sort of percentage, so you're not fronting the money out there. But they typically know exactly what needs to get done.
Tell us about this website, stormhelpteam.org.
Sure. Stormhelpteam.org is a website that was put together by a whole group of experts and people who really want to help people who are suffering from disasters. And so myself and other people have contributed a lot of data to it. What it is it's a giant resource that enables you to find out what do you need to do to file a claim? What are the FEMA requirements? How do I qualify? What kind of experts do I need? You know, can I hire somebody? Do I have resources to actually get my claim evaluated? They actually put a form up there where you can fill out a form, and an expert for free will look at your claim and say, hey, you don't need a lawyer. You can do this yourself by doing the following. Or if you want to hire a public adjuster or a lawyer, here's the pros and cons. You know, and it gives you good data that people don't already have, and candidly, that the insurance companies should be telling you. There's also going to be some videos on there that are going to say, like, here's what you say to an insurance company when they don't pay you. Here's the kind of expert you need to evaluate your claim. And just one quick example is that many people don't realize that windows, a lot of the windows are damaged. Now, you and I think about windows, and we say, gee whiz, my window's not broken. What's wrong with it? There's no problem. What you don't realize is that the wind pressures have weakened that window, very much like bending a paper clip a bunch of times. The paper clip will still work, but after a while it's going to fail. You don't want to have, a year from now, a situation where your window's leaking, you call the insurance company and they say, oh, it's wear and tear, or it's your problem, and it really was a problem caused by the storm. That's why it's so important to make sure you have the right experts coming at your property and doing a thorough examination of the property, something the insurance companies may not do.
Okay. Well, Scott, thanks again for joining us. Scott Major, a renowned national disaster insurance expert. Again, if you're suffering the effects of Sandy and having trouble with insurance companies like he was talking about, you can go to a helpful website, stormhelpteam.org. That's stormhelpteam.org.